members.
This event is also in observance of the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples and National Indigenous Peoples Month 2021.
I am Rudolph John T. Rodriguez from the Curriculum and Learning Management Division, Regional Office 9.
And I am Alili Grace Dawang Lingating, Project Development Officer 1, Youth Formation Division of Zamboanga del Sur.
This is an inclusive celebration for intangible cultural heritage.
This is a milestone in advocating for IP rights.
This is our response to the call for the new social contract.
This is iPad in action. Kapit bisig para sa iPad.
And this is a regional IP Month Culmination program with the theme, Karunungan ng mga Katutubong Pamayanan, 500 taon ng pagtatanggol at pagpapayabong, ipagpatuloy ng pangalawang dekada ng katutubong edukasyon.
Hini ipagbataran tanan daw sa Regional IP Month Culmination Program. Guluan, pandayan tungag bunwama inirin riyanta, 500 ton pamandagan mo parayunan sampay saroton ganatan daw ihapaganan.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by our dedicated leaders, both the regional and division offices. Once we mention their names, please welcome them with big rounds of applause as they will have their grand entrance.
This is how we at the IPAD community expresses our warm hospitality. Sumbahan ta, dihat daping palad, sungag jantag bisita, ganat liwag DepEd Region 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, first on the list, our officials in the region, spearheaded by our indefatigable and visionary regional director, the Director 3, Dr. Ruth L. Puentes, CESO 5. Please welcome her with big rounds of applause.
And Dynamic Assistance Regional Director Dr. Pedro Melchor and Natividad CSEE.
Our workaholic chiefs of the functional division, starting off from the Curriculum and Learning Management Division, Dr. Eugenio B. Pinales.
We also have Dr. Lukman El Manupak for Quality Assurance Division.
Dr. Marietta R. Anhao for Human Resource and Development Division.
Dr. Filma B. Catalan for Field and Technical Assistance Division.
Dr. Ruel B. Saldua for Policy Planning and Research Division.
Dr. Sheila Rose Biakyag for Education Support Services Division.
Dr. Matt Ranilio O. Singson for Administrative Division.
And finally, Elizabeth B. Tandel for Finance Division. Second, our officials from our schools division offices who are here with us. The Schools Division Superintendent of STO Zamboanga Store, yanin subot na mi haponek Tuglab Elementary School Tulabangan, yanin hinin sudyanta kunutan di this Division of Zamboanga Store, Dr. Marani Emasindo, SESA 6. Along with her, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, Dr. Romeo Salvador, Dr. Romeo Daligdig, and Miss Dr. Raymond Salvador. They are joined by CID Chief and Dr. Juliet A. Magallanes and SGOD Chief Dr. Lester F. Tardo. I would like to call in again Dr. Raymond Salvador. We also have here CID Chief Dr. Juliet A. Magallanes. SGOD Chief, Dr. Ernesto F. Tardo.
Third, we have the officials from the Schools Division Office of Cagawaran City, spearheaded by the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Danny B. Cordova, SESO 6. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Maria Colleen L. Emoricha. Along with their chiefs from the CID, Dr. Maria Josa Z. Peralta. And for the SGOD, Dr. Isagani Cabajo. We request all the regional education program supervisors to toe the line to prepare yourselves at the start of the CLMD regional supervisors. Please assemble yourselves for the grand entrance, starting up with the IPN coordinator, Sonia Gonzalez. The EPS for Filipino, Alma Beton. The EPS for ALS, soon to retire. Hello, ma'am. Susan Villedo. The EPS for TBL, EPP, and TLE, Dr. Narvinia Tubong-Banwa. The EPS for Araling Panlipunan, Sir Nelson Las Sagas. The EPS for Science and Madrasa Education, Sir Amel P. Kael. Kindergarten and the new designate for as regional sports coordinator, Sir Mario Shuji Romarate. Regional sports officer. Okay. And our Fs for mathematics, Dr. Rainerio Salomes. Now let's acknowledge the entrance of our education program supervisors from Division of Cagawaran City. We have Dr. Aruelo. We also have Miss Cagadas from Division of Cagawaran City. Kabatingan. And Sir Ludi Ditalia. They are our officials from the Division of Pagadian City.
Now let us welcome the Division Supervisors of Division of Zamboanga del Sur, Dr. Alma Carbonilla, Dr. Glyn Saison, Dr. Nena Saturnina Abahon, Dr. Melinda Tangalin, Dr. Josephine Tambo, and finally, the man behind this activity today, Dr. Florencio Caballero, the iPad coordinator.
Daming fans ni Sir. We also would like to request our district supervisor. We have our district in charge, Sir Neil Barbon. Sir? And Dr. Manuel Almadin. Thank you so much, sir, for your efforts. So please, now have your moment for your grand entrance. Can we give the loudest applause to one of the district supervisors for Lakewood? Our visitors for the Division of Zamboanga del Sur and Division of Pagadian City, employees from the host districts, all IP Ed coordinators and teachers, our leaders of the Subanan community, and all the employees from the regional office, and to all the teaching and non-teaching employees who are joining with us in this celebration, once again, good morning.
Gampias Isalam! Isang pagpupugay sa natatanging kultura ng mga katutubo. Panangin ho halonan magindot. Requesting everyone to please rise. For the opening prayer to be led by the SLT Cultural Master of Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, Timoay Libon Nilda M. Mangilay.
This will be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem by the SLT learners, or School of Living Tradition learners of Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur. And please remain standing for the singing of the regional hymn via multimedia presentation. remain standing, by the way, for the singing of the regional hymn via multimedia presentation. And now, here's the first treat of the celebration. Brace yourselves for an ensemble cultural delight. Please welcome on the performance area, the School of Living Tradition Learners of Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur for their opening salvo.
Wow, I couldn't be any prouder. Thank you, SLT learners of Lakewood, for giving us the cultural performance today. We will be having more of that as we proceed to our program today. So to feel the spirit of this celebration, we are inviting everyone to say this line as our way of cheering for this event. Walang bibitiw. Sama-sama, tulong-tulong sa pagsulong ng katutubong edukasyon.
I think that our ITO will be flashing the line, okay, so that everyone can participate. Di ba, ma'am? We have actually an action for everyone. Okay? So let's just wait for that line to be flashed so that everyone can go along. Okay? So this is how we invite everyone to be in the mood for the celebration. May I request everyone to stand as we imitate, I should say, the action. Okay? So it's walang bibitiw. What's the action, ma'am? Walang bibitiw. Okay? Sama-sama. Okay? Tulong-tulong sa pagsulong ng katutubong edukasyon. The edukasyon is here. Okay. So can we do it all together? Then you say it on top of your lungs. 3, 2, 1, go! Walang bibitiw, sama-sama, tulong-tulong sa pagsulong ng katutubong edukasyon. Okay. But I think, ma'am, we have the Subanen phrase for this. Okay?
Yes, we have.
That's it?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
I will encourage everybody to recite it with me, but I'll do it first. Okay? Di maswaysway, masalabok, magigabangay ita, pundasan so hapagganad rin iPad.
Okay, say it again, ma'am. I like the
I'll
diction.
say it by phrase. Di maswaysway,
Di maswaysway,
masalabok,
masalabok,
magigabangay ita,
magigabangay ita,
pundasan
su,
hapagganad rin iPad.
hapaganad rin iPad.
Okay, let us recite it once again. Ready? Go.
Di maswaysway, masalabok,
magigabangay ita, pundasan su hapagganad rin iPad.
This time, ma'am, with action.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, with action. Go ahead.
Okay, with action. Ready? Di maswaysway. Again, ready? And di maswaysway, masalabok, magigabangay ita, pundasan suhapaganad rin iPad.
Yay! Can you give yourselves the loudest applause? Okay.
Malon salamat.
Please be seated.
Mahaginhura mo na.
And if you think we're done, to add more on the festive mood of this event, please wave your right hand once the camera is directed towards you, because tomorrow, I think, we will be airing this live via Facebook, okay? We will be streaming, I should say. So, once I say kaway-kaway naman dyan, you have to wave, raise your hand, just wave. In a count of 3, 2, 1, kaway-kaway naman dyan! Ayun, kaway-kaway! Ayun. You will only stop unless the camera has reached you, no? The lens of the camera has reached you already. Ayun. So, kaway-kaway. Kaway-kaway. Okay, let your presence be captured before the lens of the camera. Ayan. Ayan, others are stopping, no, waving. You have to wave, I think. Continue on. Oh, yun. Miss Universe. Wait. Ayun, thank you. Thank you so much. Ayan. The beautiful and handsome faces of our DepEd internal stakeholders. Okay. Ayun. They are not stopping, Sir Marvin, because I said they will only stop unless the camera has reached them. Oh, yun. Finally, I think. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to officially welcome us all in this event, we call in the school's division superintendent of the division of Zamboanga del Sur, the Dr. Maharani M. Hasito Seso 6 for her welcome remarks.
Sambuan tahyanin dihadapi palad. Dr. Maharani Jacinto Rinjanin Sambuan talo.
Ganda ni ma'am.
Wow, ako ba talaga yan? Salamat mga hosts. A pleasant morning to everyone. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Maayong buntag sa tanan. Unang-una, kami po ay nagagalak at taus-pusong natutuwa. Lubos-lubos po ang katuwaan dahil nandito kayo ngayon lahat upang makibahagi at makisama sa pagdiriwang na ito. Itong panriyon na pagtatapos ng buwan ng Katutubo. Itong pagdiriwang na ito ay isa sa pinakamahalagang gawain na pinaggagawa ng departamento dahil ang Katutubo natin ay isa sa mahalagang yaman ng mga Pilipino at ng buong bansa na kailangan nating itaguyod, ipagmayabang, dahil ito ay yaman na naiiba sa lahat. Walang kahalintulad at hindi pwedeng makuha ng iba, kundi ito lamang ay mapayabong ng bawat isa upang magkaroon ng kahalagahan sa buong mundo dahil ito ay ibang-iba at pag-aari ng mga Filipino. Bago pa man lahat, kayo ay inaanyayahan na makisaya at makisali sa lahat ng mga pangyayaring gagawin natin sa araw na ito na sinimulan kanina ng ritual ng pag-aasawa. Ang galing, no? Ang haba pala nun. So, ngayon ay araw ng pagtatapos, subalit ito ay magpapatuloy hanggang nandirito pa tayo at itataguyod ng bawat isa, lalong-lalo na dito sa Zamboanga del Sur. Bago pa man tapusin, ibibigay ko ang aming paggalang, of course, sa aming butihing panriyon na direktor, RD Ruth Fuentes, ARD Pete Natividad, at ng kanyang mga kasamahan sa riyon, hindi ko na iisa-isahin dahil hahaba lalo, at ang mga kasamahan ko sa Division Office ng Zamboanga del Sur, at ang butihing Superintendent ng Pagadian City, Dr. Danny Cordova, Seso 6, at kanyang mga kasamahan. Magandang umaga ulit. Sana kayo ay matuwa at magiging maligaya sa pagdaraos na ito ng pagtatapos ng pagdiriwang ng buwan ng Katutubo.
Malon salamat Dr. Maharani Jacinto Rito Jane Abigay Sambuan Talo. We are truly pleased to have the Schools Division Office of Zamboanga del Sur as the host division of this joint celebration of the Pambansang Buwan ng mga Katutubo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the DepEd and IP Educators Program considered 2021 as its milestone year as it commemorates 10 years of DepEd Order Number 62, Series of 2011, which lays down the policy, convictions, and commitments of the department that guide the implementation of the Indigenous Peoples Education Program.
Throughout the course of this program, we will be presenting via multimedia the milestones of 10 years in operation of the IPED program in the respective schools division offices. It's now the right time to share and be informed of their success stories. Starting off, the presentation is the SDO Zamboanga del Norte.
Gandaw. Assalamualaikum. Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. Kini si Teacher Ella, ang inyong teacher broadcaster. Ako malipayon nga makig-uban kaninyo karon. The journey of iPad in Zanorte Division towards inclusivity has not been easy. But with the desire to create a better learning experience and environment for our IP learners, the iPad Zanorte team hurdled every roadblock, went through an extra mile, and traversed wider horizons. Today, we will go down memory lane and remind ourselves how the dream started and also view the accomplishments we've made along the way. Unsa pa man ang gihulat nimo? Come and join me!
In a world designed and tailored to the needs of the many, indigenous people's education strives to care for the overlooked few. They believe that holistic development is within the reach of our IP learners. They started the dream of developing and campaigning for inclusive education for learners across cultures. iPad aims to break the barrier of language difference and design a better and effective way of learning. Let's take a look at iPad Zanorte's successes over the years. Year 2013 is the year where the journey began. iPad paved way for the implementation of the Philippine Response for Indigenous and Muslim Education and the Startup Program for the Indigenous Peoples and Muslim Education founded by the USAID. In 2014, iPad focused on the advocacy of the program and gathering data on ethnicity. 2015, workshop sessions on indigenous learning systems, immersion, learning visits in IP communities, especially those with iPad programs, retooling of teachers and school heads on iPad, conduct monitoring to the districts and schools initiatives on increasing IP enrollment and participation. 2016, curriculum and learning resources development, sessions, consultations, and workshops of school and division personnel with IP elders, leaders, culture bearers, community representatives, and other relevant stakeholders. Production of learning materials with content duly validated with concerned IP communities. Conduct of IPLR's quality assurance. 2017. Workshop sessions on contextualization and indigenization of lesson plan and iPad learning resources with content duly validated with concerned IP communities. 2018. Development of culturally appropriate learning resources and environment. Workshop on the development of indigenous people's learning resources, big and small books and other learning materials. Workshop on the development of the Subanen Kulibugan orthography. Workshop on the development of different musical instruments and other IP instructional materials for music and arts. Quality assurance workshop on developed indigenous musical instruments. Develop culturally responsive governance of schools, learning centers, and other programs. Program planning, management, monitoring, and evaluation.
Wow! It has been a wonderful journey indeed. iPad Zanorte has come a long way since then. And even when the COVID-19 pandemic took over, still the mission of pushing educational accessibility to our IP learners pushed. The work never stopped and is still ongoing.
Accomplishments in year 2019, 2020, and 2021. Benchmarking of the most functional iPad Learning Resource Center and Cultural Heritage. These programs showcased the wonderful learning resource centers and historic cultural heritage of the different districts prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. Conducted program implementation review in light of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. Development of storybooks for local languages. Recipients are Western Subanen, Central Subanen, Northern Subanen, Eastern Subanen, Ulibugan. Provision of IP storybooks for the following indigenous cultural communities. 80 copies of the 30 titles of Central Subanen storybooks, 80 copies of the 16 titles of Northern Subanen storybooks. Development workshop of contextualized and indigenized SLMs in Kinder to Grade 3 MTB MLE subjects in 7 languages: Western Subanon, Central Subanen, Northern Subanen, Eastern Subanen, Kulibugan, Sama Sibuko, and Tulot. Field test validation of IP languages translated modules, K-3 in the different indigenous cultural communities. Parents of the IP learners served as learning facilitators. This way, learning continued even with the presence of pandemic. Development workshop of contextualized indigenized SLMs, RBI, and TVI production for the IP learners. iPad teachers showcased their skills in writing and broadcasting. This is the toil of the heart. Learning has to continue.
Sumudamang ulo, sa kaning makalapdiglawas.
Capacitating iPad implementing schools by giving out gadgets such as printers for the printing of SLMs and giving out transistor radios to IP learners in the different indigenous cultural communities.
For all the efforts throughout the years, here are the initial gains of iPad Zanorte.
Initial gains. From 100 to 302 identified iPad implementing schools. Data gathering has been strengthened and schools with 100% IP enrollment has been identified and given the priority in the iPad implementation. Advocacy on the program has been widened. Discrimination has been lessened. Community elders have been recognized. Division iPad framework has been crafted. Contextualized lesson plans have been made and utilized. IP learners have been assertive to the IP culture and traditions. 90 Kulibugan, Subanen contextualized storybooks have been developed and field tested and validated. 66 indigenized and quality assured and field tested lesson plans have been utilized. 4 schools of the Lumads have been established: Galos Elementary School of Budod, Cantolan Elementary School of Rojas 1 District, Malikas Elementary School and Sungay Elementary School of Rojas 2. Indigenous knowledge systems and practices and ethno-arts have been documented. 102 teacher applicants in DO50 series of 2016 have been deployed. Establishment of cultural heritage in Tabayo Elementary School, Community Tabayo Sokon. And the next step is protecting the initial gains and maximizing support. We are going beyond.
And a accomplishment this big wouldn't be possible without the people who work behind it. We have to acknowledge the work and support rendered by our former schools division superintendents, Dr. Natividad P. Bayubay and Dr. Pedro Melchor M. Natividad, whom in their stay stood in the front row in pushing IPED's programs. And of course, we are witnesses to the efforts of the present Schools Division Superintendent of Zamboanga del Norte Division, Dr. Maria Liza Artabilon, who in every way possible helped in making learning accessible to our IP learners, even with the recent challenges.
We also commend the valuable involvement of the CID Chief, Dr. Lilia E. Abelio, in spearheading the different IPED ventures, along with the efforts of the resilient IPED focal person, Evelyn C. Labad.
Thank you to you, ma'am. We are surely not alone in the journey. We have various organizations and people who have helped fulfill IPED's vision.
EPSIO, or Indigenous Peoples Education Office. SIL, Summer Institute of Linguistics. Blooms, NCIP, TESDA, Community Elders, or the Culture Bearers. Teachers, principals and school heads, illustrators, video editors, broadcasters, division IPED team, districts and school IPED team, PICDs and PSDSs serving IP learners. And of course, we also highly appreciate the steadfast support of the education program supervisors.
A big salute of gratitude to all of you.
IPED's Norte Division hopes that one day the hindrances of learning will vanish and the learning needs of the children of all colors, races, and culture could one day be facilitated and equipped inside an inclusive learning area. This is the future that we believe in, a future where Subanan, Muslim, and Bisaya children could learn together and change the world for the better. We hope that in time, we could show the world that even through diversity, we can work together and live together in unity.
This is your teacher broadcaster, Teacher Ella, saying, the world becomes better when you and I work together. Amping mo tanan.
Milestone. That's how the Northern Division kicks off a milestone presentation. It is safe to say that I am being educated while watching. We are being educated. We are learning. No? That is actually living the success stories of the iPad implementation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from a multimedia presentation via milestone demonstration of their success stories, let us all listen to the message coming from the Senior Technical Assistant and Indigenous Peoples Education Office Head, Ma'am Maria Lori M. Victor, for her message.
Sa pamunuan ng DepEd Region 9 na pinamumunuan ni OIC Regional Director Ruth L. Fuentes, kasama ang kanyang Assistant Regional Director at mga Superintendent ng mga Schools Division Offices ng Region 9, sa ating mga leader at nakatatanda ng mga katutubong pamayanan, sa ating mga supervisors, guro, school heads at non-teaching personnel, mga stakeholders at iba pang tagapanood at panauhin, isang mainit na pagbati sa inyong pagdiriwang ng ating buwan ng mga katutubo sa taong ito. 10 taon po ang nakalipas noong 8 ng Agosto 2011, Sa isang maliit na silid sa central office, nagtipon-tipon ang ilang mga panauhin upang saksihan ang isang mahalagang yugto sa kasaysayan ng mga katutubong pamayanan at ng DepEd. Ginanap ang paglagda sa DepEd Order 62 Series of 2011, isang pampulisiyang balangkas o policy framework na siyang naglatag ng batayang pananaw, prinsipyo at pangmatagalang direksyon ng ating programa para sa katutubong edukasyon. Noong araw na iyon, pangarap pa lamang ang lahat ng nangyari sa loob ng 10 taon na sumunod. Ngayon, pagkaraan ng 10 taon, sa buwan ng mga katutubo 2021, ating ipinagdiriwang at ginugunita ang unang dekada ng IPED program. Ang mga unang session kasama ang mga community elders at leaders, ang mga training para sa teachers at school heads, ang matrabaho at patuloy na proseso ng contextualization at paggawa ng orthography, ang pagbuo ng cultural standards, ang inyong taunan ng mga pagkikita, ang pagpapatayo ng mga paaralan sa mga IP communities at iba pa, lahat ng ito ay inilakbay, hinarap ang mga hamon, itinaguyod bawat taon. Lahat ng ito ay kadugtong ng mga sinimulan pa noong dekada 70 o 1970s at ang ilang mga katutubong pamayanan kasama ang ilang mga kawani ng DepEd sa inyong rehiyon ay kasama sa mga pioneers bago pa nagkaroon ng IPED program ang DepEd. Ang matibay na paninindigan ng ating mga katutubong pamayanan upang isulong ang IPED ay buhay na halimbawa ng kagitingan ni Lapu-Lapu at ng kanyang pamayanan ng kanilang ipagtanggol ang ating kalayaan mula sa mga mananakop. Ang kagitingan ni Lapu-Lapu ay atin ding ginugunita sa taong ito sa tinatawag nating quincentennial commemorations. Kinikilala din ang naging ambag ng ating mga ninuno sa kasaysayan ng sangkatauhan, ang tinatawag na First Circumnavigation of the World noong panahon na iyon. Bilang pagpupugay sa ating mga ninuno, ang taong ito ay dineklara na Year of Filipino Pre-Colonial Ancestors. Ang magkasabay na pagdiriwang ng unang dekada ng katutubong edukasyon at ng ating quincentennial commemorations ay napakamakahulugan dahil kung ating susuriin, ang ating unang dekada ng Indigenous Peoples Education Program ay bunga ng 500 taon ng kagitingan ng ating mga katutubong pamayanan na nagpatuloy ng sinimulan ng pamayanan ni Lapu-Lapu. Kanilang ipinagtanggol ang kanilang kultura at pagkakakilanlan mula sa iba't ibang mananakop, mga panlalait, at iba pang mga hamon na kanilang kinaharap. The courage and conviction for self-determination of Lapu-Lapu and his community lives on among our IP communities in the contemporary times. Sa pagkakataong ito, ating bigyang pugay ang ating mga katutubong pamayanan at damhin natin ang 500 taon ng alab ng kalayaan ng diwang Pilipino na kanilang sinasabuhay. Ating padaluyin ang alab ng kalayaan na ito sa ating pambansang sistema ng edukasyon para sa susunod pang 500 taon. Patibayin natin sa DepEd ang ating pakikiisa sa mga katutubong pamayanan sa kanilang pagtatanggol, pagtataguyod at pagpapaunlad ng kanilang mga katutubong karunungan na biyaya para sa buong bansa. Sa ating mga katutubong pamayanan, maraming salamat po sa ating pagkakaisa para sa inyong mga pangarap at mithiin at para sa kinabukasan ng inyong mga susunod na salinlahi para sa susunod pang 500 taon. Muli, maraming salamat sa lahat sa ating unang dekada ng IPED sa inyong rehiyon at isang maalab na pagbati sa ating pambansang buwan ng mga katutubo. Maraming salamat po.
Bigay mo't halo rin na namin ang daw-gandawhin eh. Indeed, the IPED program has gone a long way and has promoted the respect for IP's rights, dignity, and freedom.
To continue with the milestones of IPED implementation, here's the presentation depicting the journey, advocacies, and engagements of IPED from SDO Isabela City.
Wow! Mipon dito ton 2013 lakpat book giskilan sumipunda dito iPad. Nandaw ba ton 2021 20 walo giskilan na so jandan pangadian di iPad. Congratulations SDO Isabela City. Now let us have the message of the Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Diosdado M. San Antonio. Kinaganta hini.
Isang malugod na pagbati sa inyong rehiyon sa inyong pagdiriwang ng pambansang buwan ng mga katutubo. Ang taong ito ay makasaysayan para sa ating programa para sa katutubong edukasyon dahil ang ating ginugunita ang unang dekada ng pagpapatupad ng isang mahalaga at matagal ng pangarap ng mga katutubong pamayanan, ang isang edukasyon na kumikilala at gumagalang sa kanilang pagkakakilanlan o cultural identity at nakaugat sa kanilang kultura at pamayanan. Nang nilagdaan ang Department Order, DepEd Order bilang 62, Series of 2011, 10 taon ang nakalipas, ating nilatag sa ating kagawaran bilang pambansang pulisiya ang pagkilala sa mga katutubong pamayanan bilang mahalagang katuwang sa pagpapatupad ng inclusive education at maging ang katutubong sistema ng kaalaman at gawi o indigenous knowledge systems and practices bilang bahagi ng ating programang K-12. Sa ganitong paraan, ang mga yamang ito ay mapapalakas at maisasalin sa mas maraming katutubong kabataan at kikilalanin ng mas malawak na lipunan bilang bahagi ng ating pambansang kalinangang kultural o national cultural heritage. Ito ang ating pamana sa mga susunod na henerasyon. Sa ating mga katutubong pamayanan, taus-puso ang aming pasasalamat sa inyong paggabay sa kagawaran ng edukasyon upang maging angkop sa inyong buhay at kultura ang mga lesson plans at learning materials na ginagamit sa mga paaralan. Nagkagawa ang mga ito dahil sa naging tuwangan nyo at ng aming mga guro, mga namumuno sa mga paaralan at mga tagapamasid sa lokal na level. Ang inyong matibay na paninindigan sa gitna ng mga hamon ang aming huwaran sa patuloy na pagsasakatuparan ng katutubong edukasyon. Sa lahat ng iPad implementers sa inyong rehiyon, maraming salamat sa pagyakap sa iPad program, sa 10 taon ng pakikilakbay at sa aktibong pagpapatupad ng programang ito sa ating bansa. Ang pagkakaugat ng iPad program ay nasubukan itong pandemya. Ang ating naabot na 98.5% IP learners enrollment noong nakaraang school year mula sa naunang natala na 83% bago magsimula ang school year 2020-21 ay patunay na sumusulong ang programa at hanggat tulong-tulong at sama-sama ating maitatawid ang iPad program sa pandemyang ito. Naway patuloy na dumaloy ang tibay ng paninindigan ng ating mga katutubong pamayanan sa ating pagbubukas at pagsulong ng pangalawang dekada ng katutubong edukasyon. Maraming salamat muli, isang mainit na pagbati sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay po tayo.
Thank you so much, USEC San Antonio, for your message. Truly, the realization of lesson plans and learners' materials of the iPad proves that no pandemic can ever slow down the united and passionate iPad implementers. Can we give them the loudest applause? All our iPad implementers. Okay? You are having a gargantuan task to fill in. To continue with our presentation, here are the milestones of Schools Division Offices of Zamboanga del Sur and Dipolog City.
The Indigenous Peoples Education, or IPED, is a program specially institutionalized by the Department of Education that adopts a rights-based approach and directs the implementation of an education that is anchored on the social and cultural context of IP learners and their community. A product of extensive consultation of IP community leaders and elders, IPED is designed to deliver education that ensures respect for their identities, values, promotes their knowledge systems and their competencies, and all other parts of their heritage. In Zamboanga del Sur Division, 16 districts are implementing the IPED program in various Sabanan communities: Dumingaguanan 2, Josefina, Midsalip, Suminot, Mulawi West, Labangan 1, Tigbao, Lakewood, Bayog, Kumalarang, Dipos, San Miguel, Lapuyan, Marga sa Tubig, and Dinas. And this year, as we celebrate Pambansang Buwan ng mga Katutubo and the decade of IPED program implementation, join us as we commemorate the memories stored, the bonds created, and the milestones achieved by Zamboanga del Sur Division. We have come a long way since the start of IPED program in 2011. However, there is still much we can do so that our IP learners are ensured an experience of a culture-responsive education. There are still innovations we can explore, projects we can execute, and improvements we can implement. Thus, here in Zamboanga del Sur Division, we commit to continually move forward in this endeavor, to further strengthen our engagements with our Subanan communities, and to always find new ways to deliver quality, relevant, liberating, and culturally rooted education. Palad-palad, melon salamat, at muli, maligayang pagdiriwang sa buwan ng mga katutubo sa ating lahat.
Sambuanta su haratang Rinjanta, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Ganap dito Division of Dapitan City, Dr. Oliver B. Talao. Welcome, sir. Congratulations, SDOs Zamboanga del Sur and Dipolog City for your milestones. At this juncture, we are immensely grateful for having our regional director with us in this activity. We get to showcase our culture, our pride, our identity. Let us give a big round of applause to our regional director. Sambuanta dito Dapit Palad, Sudyantag Buntalan, Dr. Ruth L. Fuentes, Seso 6.
Isang magandang umaga at mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat. I will dispense with the greeting. No? Hindi ko na iisa-isahin yung lahat ng nandito. Ang importante ay masabi ko ang aking nasa sa loob at ang aking nararamdaman. Isa sa pinakamahalagang araw sa akin, personally at professionally, ay nangyari ngayong umaga. Ito yung kauna-unahang pagkakataon na ako ay naging bahagi ng isang ritual ng mga katutubo. At ituturing kong nakita ko yung mga milestone ng mga iba't ibang division. But for me, it's another personal milestone. Kaya bilang bahagi ay isinama ko yung isang miyembro ng aking pamilya dito kanina upang masaksihan yung ritual ng isang magandang bahagi na naging bahagi ng aking personal na kasaysayan. So maraming salamat sa ating mga kapatid na subanen sa makabuluhang ritual na ibinigay niyo sa akin. Maraming salamat. Ang tema ay tumutukoy sa halos 500 taon ng pagtatanggol at pagpapayabong ng ating iPad. Edukasyon para sa ating mga katutubo. Mula nung mapunta ako dito sa Zamboanga Peninsula, lagi kong sinusuot yung mask na may nakalagay na walang bibitiw. At ngayon biglang lalong naging makabuluhan sa akin yung sinasabi nung mask ngayon na walang bibitiw. I go for inclusive education. I go for education for all. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin maaabot yung 500 taon na kasama ang katutubong Pilipino kung may bumitiw kahit isa sa atin. So, ibig sabihin, isinabuhay natin sa matagal na dekada yung ating naisin na maging kabahagi, hindi lamang ng buong Pilipinas, kundi ng pagsusulong ng dekalidad na edukasyon. In English, we have this saying that there is unity in diversity. It will be a struggle. Magno-nosebleed ako kasi pipilitin ko talaga na hindi ako mag-English. Na merong pagkakaisa sa pagkakaiba-iba. Isipin natin, talagang tayo, hindi pwedeng hindi tayo magkaiba. Magkaiba ng pananaw, magkaiba ng relihiyon, magkaiba ng kultura. Kasi that's how God created us. But, sabi nga natin, kahit iba-iba tayo, pwede tayong magkaisa. Ito ay itataguyod natin yung magandang naisin, lalong-lalo na sa pagtataguyod ng kalidad ng edukasyon. So gusto naming abutin, gusto naming isama. Kanina habang ako'y nilalagyan ng napakagandang, ano ba tawag dito? How do you call this? Anong tawag dito? Oo, kasi we call this accessories. But anyway, I could not help but feel emotional kasi iniisip ko, napaka-intricate ng design at napakadami nito. Kung ilang araw, ito pinaghirapan, ilang karayom ba ang tumusok sa daliri ng gumawa nito. So, isang bahagi. So, habang isinusuot ko ito at lagi kong susuotin, kung kinakailangan, ay maaalala ko, ako ay naging bahagi ng kultura, hindi lamang ng mga subanen at bahagi ng kultura ng mga taga Mindanao at ng buong Pilipinas. Meron din tayong sinasabi na we can go global and at the same time local, di ba? Nakita natin kung paano ginagawa yung contextualisasyon. So hindi ibig sabihin na nagiging makabago tayo ay kinakalimutan na natin ang ating tradisyon o ang ating mga pinagdaanan. Katulad ng sinabi ng ating ng ating dakilang bayani na si Jose Rizal, ang hindi marunong tumingin o hindi marunong lumingon sa kanyang pinanggalingan ay hindi makakarating sa kanyang paroroonan. So ito ang dapat nating isulong sa ating mga mag-aaral, sa ating mga anak at sa susunod na henerasyon. Hindi dahil meron na tayong internet, lahat ay pwede nang gawin sa gadget, sa cellphone nyo, sa smartphone nyo, ay kakalimutan na natin yung ating pinanggalingan. Naging bahagi tayo ng kultura na ito na dapat ay maging bahagi pa rin kasama ng pag-unlad ng teknolohiya at ng daigdig. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, ipagpapatuloy natin ang pagsuporta at pagpapalakas, I would say, ng IP education, inclusive education dito sa Zamboanga Peninsula. At natutuwa ako, gusto kong pasalamatan unang-una, yung ating CLMD, headed by, of course, si Sir Jean, kasi na-mention ko lang one time sa kanya. My first experience with IP education was when I served as ARD of Mimaropa. And I had a meaningful time also with the Mangyans at saka yung mga IP din sa Marinduque. Niyakap ko ang kultura nila at sinikap namin na i-address lahat ng mga gaps doon sa mga komunidad kung nasaan sila. Hindi lang ako pwede makaakyat ngayon, pero kung siguro maayos yung darating yung araw na mag-complete, my foot will be, gagaling na rin yung pa ako, ay kakayanin kong akyatin yung mga paaralan kung nasaan sila. So, I look forward to really visiting schools, RP schools. Kanina kausap ko yung ating mga school heads, yung ating mga iPad coordinators, and natutuwa ako, and really, isang magiging magandang bahagi ng aking karanasan dito sa Zamboanga Peninsula ay makadaupang palad ang bawat isang mag-aaral at mga guro ng iPad. Binabati ko kayo sa pagdiriwang na ito. At muli, sasabihin ko sa inyo, tuwing isusuot ko ang accessory na ito, ito yung magpapaalala sa akin ng pinagmulan ng lahing Pilipino at lahi ng buong, na maaring ipagmalaki sa buong daigdig. Maraming salamat, congratulations, at God bless everyone.
Listening to R.D. Ruth's message is always food for thought. No, it's always a journey. There are so many things that go on with your mind when she speaks, and because she speaks her thoughts. Okay, thank you so much, R.D. Ruth, for the message. Regional Office 9 is steadfast in its conviction to promote IP communities through their learners so that they can pass on, live out, and develop their collective wisdom or karunungan.
Matud, Sir John. For the Subanans, sustaining our culture and traditions is our commitment to our elders. Haparayon ta, dyan ta, pigbatad ng daw marunhin, supasad bigay ta, tungagapu-apu ta.
That's why Subanans still have their rich collective wisdom even up to this date. Ma'am Alali, if you are to give a word or phrase in Subanen that you would like us to know, what do you think is it?
Liliago kinia.
What do you think is that,
That
ma'am?
means to say, I'm happy you are here.
Ma'am Alali, Liliago Kinia.
Oh, Liliago rama kinia, sir.
Wow.
Wala talad-talad.
Can we request everyone to greet the person seated next to you or beside you? Liliago Kinia. Did you say it correctly, ma'am?
Yeah. Again?
Again? What's that in English, ma'am?
I am happy you are here.
Can we say that? Liliago kinia. Liliago kinia. Wow. Thank you, ma'am. At least I know another Subanen phrase today. From Subanen language to Subanen dance, we can never get enough of this Subanen cultural vibe. Performing live at Biswangan, Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur. Here are the Lapuyan Subanen performers for Salayan
And the Pag Harvest Festival.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Nandagidhanin tuo mo paron tabyan di sila nampun di salumanan diwata migbabaya migbald langit budlupa Oleya po magiba panangin ho jungan ho bagayay mo pandayan tutunay mo katao suhalon ngagbata mo palilid binulak mo Dabon-dabon tumaglab, labon gandi mandan Ton-ton marunan, dabon-dabon tumaglab, labon gandi mandan Ton-ton marunan, dabon-dabon tumaglab, labon gandi mandan Ton-ton marunan, dabon-dabon tumaglab, labon gandi mandan Ton-ton marunan Diloron manok-manok bahaha pagapon rito pa nga dalayon pa katawa pangumandyag dalaga ananata diloron
Ladies and gentlemen, the one in the salayan is the one and only Balyan of Lapuyan, Balyan Edito Latab. Okay, we're inviting now our dignitaries to join the mass dance. When you are given the props, please come to the center and join the mass dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, our DepEd officials, thank you so much. Ayun. They are performing the Salayan. Oh. Ayun. Sir, our chief in the curriculum, on the loose. Thank you so much. Now, behold our DepEd officials. That's one way of embracing the culture. The MAPE supervisor is demonstrating how is it done. Okay. I hope he will not be tripping off. Go, Sir Matt. Okay, that's it. I think we are waiting for Sir Danny Cordova and Sir Raymond Salvador to try. Okay, we also have Sir Romeo Daligdig to try. Okay? Sir Danny and Okay, Sir Danny, it's your time. Okay, that's a new dance step, I think. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Can we give them, ladies and gentlemen, the loudest applause? Wow.
Wow, that was great. Ooh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone for participating.
Ayun, parang napagod sila doon.
Ako din napagod ako.
Okay. Okay. It feels differently when you actually are just, sitting there bench warming. Okay, rather than when you perform on stage or in the performance area. Can we give once again the loudest applause to all those, who gracefully perform?
Yeah, you have really performed well in your own way. As a Subanan, I'm so proud of you for trying the dance. And I'm also extending this big thanks to the SLT Lapuyan for an unforgettable number. For the information of everyone, our performers just showcased the Salayan and the Harvest Festival. Yung pong Salayan, yung last dancer po natin is Ebalyan.
Yes po. Okay. After this, we'll have the prayer. Okay. Ma'am, let's have a break.
Yeah, okay, sir.
After we have seen others performing different multimedia presentation, let's call it a break.
Yeah.
Let's have it later on. Can we... we'll have the prayer and then continue with the program. Okay.
Okay, requesting everyone to please stand for the prayer. Let us all bow our heads and praise this bounty with a prayer. Our loving Father, we thank you very much for gathering us together here in the hall. We also commit to you our lives today. Thank you for the food that is being set
for us, and thanks also for the beautiful day that you have given us. Thank you for the blessings, and first, bless our conversation inside this hall. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. So please be seated. Let's continue with our program. Anyway, it's series of multimedia presentation. For the information of everyone, we are observing the minimum health protocols. As you have noticed, we have posted on strategic places announcements such as the pieces of signage such as the wearing of face masks and observing social distancing and observing proper entrance and exit. This is our way of telling everyone that we have to live with and by the virus and that we should not be getting feared, no? So long as you are vaccinated and observe the minimum health protocols.
We would also like to acknowledge the presence of our school nurses who are here with us.
They are regularly checking our
Wait
body
naman, we have
temperature.
3 nurses with us here from the Division of Zamboanga del Sur. Thank you so much for being with us today.
We are ensuring that the health protocols are still implemented and are still observed. So to those who have not yet logged in to our registration sheets, please do so. That's our way that's our MOP, that we actually are tracing everyone's details for future use.
Now, while we are having our lunch, let us also watch the milestones of iPad implementation of STOs Zamboanga, Sibugay, and Dapitan City.
Zamboanga Sibugay Division. Join Sibugay Division. Joins the entire iPad family in commemorating its 10 years of laying down the policy conviction and commitments in the implementation of the Indigenous Peoples Education Program, IPED, guided by Decade Order Number 62, Series of 2011. In 2014, there were 42 schools in Zamboanga, Sibugay that were qualified to implement the program with 80% and above IP enrollment. This number increased to 57 in 2018. And in 2021, there were 90 more schools being added as per Division Memorandum 153 Series of 2021, with a total of 76 schools. Subano tribe is the dominant indigenous people that inhabit Zamboanga, Sibugay. Thus, this is the only tribe included in the program as of the present time. Due to IP education program implementation, 5 schools were established in IP community through Kalahi Project. Amoran Primary School, Kalukap Primary School, Katha Primary School, Limanong Primary School, and Tampilisan Primary School. Continuous engagement with tribal leaders.
We were able to accomplish a policy framework which we launched last year, and I am happy to present this. The DepEd in Zamboanga, Sibugay is working hard on this particular endeavor.
iPad framework launching. Development of culturally appropriate learning resources. Implements culturally based education for IPs. Supports the development of culturally approved learning resources and learning environment responsive to their specific community context. strengthen the policy environment supportive of IPED. Address the learning needs of IP learners who lack access to basic education services.
Minulong ito. Hawa. Then end up it tulong is hawa. Bigatan.
Block session for iPad instruction and implementation supported with the cultural musical instruments with props and costumes as supplementary materials in addressing the learning. Children are immersed with the cultural dances, instruments, and the dialect. Contextualization of learning materials.
Batad sagana, baganda na sina syama, balan nami pusaha.
Bilog daw ang buwan noon nung mag-isang nangista sa lawa ng Lakewood sa Zamboanga del Sur.
Earlier, while we were having our lunch, we witnessed or we viewed the iPad milestones of SDO Zamboanga Sibugay and the Pitan City, and congratulations to these schools division offices for your successful journeys of the iPad implementation. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, to convey her message, folks, let's all put our hands together for the message of our dear Secretary of the Department of Education, Professor Leonor Magtoles Briones.
Isang malugod at mainit na pagbati sa lahat sa ating pambansang pagdiriwang ng buwan ng mga katutubo ngayong 2021. Ang Kagawaran ng Edukasyon ay nakikiisa sa buong bansa sa pagkilala sa kagitingan at katatagan ng ating mga katutubong pamayanan sa gitna ng iba't ibang hamon ng kanilang hinaharap. Kasama ang pandemyang ito, ang kanilang pagpupursigi na ipamana ang kanilang pagkakailanlan at katutubong kaalaman sa mga susunod na sanlinlahi ay nagsasalamin sa atin ng giting at tapang na ito. We are very grateful and we appreciate the culture, the history, the gifts of artistry, of music and storytelling, which our indigenous peoples are endowing us lowlanders, us who have come after them. We refer to the indigenous peoples as the first peoples. Before we came, you were already there with your culture, and you have so much to teach us. Sa mga katutubong pamayanan, ang DepEd ay nakikiisa sa inyong pagtataguyod ng inyong adhikain at mithiin para sa pag-unlad ng inyong mga pamayanan at mga kabataan. Ang iba't ibang inisyatiba katulad ng Katutubong Edukasyon na inyong sinimulan at ipinagpatuloy at mahalagang bahagi na pag-unlad ng ating bansa. Aming ipagpapatuloy at pagtataguyod ng respeto para sa iba't ibang pagkakailalan at kultura ng mga katutubong pamayanan sa pamamagitan ng edukasyong mapagpalaya na nakaangkla sa ating kultura. Kami ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong pagiging huwaran ng giting at tapang na kinakailangan upang ating maitawid ang kasalukuyang pandemya. We have so much to learn from you, your traditional culture, your history, your dances, your music, your artistry, and also your history of facing different challenges, including pandemics during the early years of our life as a people. Maraming salamat sa leksyon na binibigay ninyo sa amin. Bilang isang bansa, sama-sama nating isulong at pangalagaan ang pag-unlad ng ating mga katutubong pamayanan. Maraming salamat sa lahat. I greet each and every one of you, and I pay my respects to each and every one of you. Maraming salamat.
May pakinaganta sa talo Dujanta, DepEd Secretary, in the person of Dr. Leonor Magtolis Briones. She emphasized that our IPs are the first peoples in the country. DepEd advocates respect for cultural identity and sustainability.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, completing our long list of milestones of IPED implementation, here are the milestones and the journeys of SDOs Cagawaran City and Zamboanga City.
Para sa bata, para sa bayan, sulong edukalidad.
Zamboanga City Division caters 5 identified indigenous people cultural groups: Subanon, Yakan, Sama Badjaw, Sama Bangingi, and Kalibugan.
Kuin mag-school para tabot kuin pangarap ko. Lusudan ko, lagi, okot ng kapitan ko, sa bigbiwan muluwa. Kamaskulan ko, dati ko inbasag.
DepEd Order Number 62, Series 2011 was released by the Department of Education known as Adopting the National Indigenous People Education Policy Framework. Primarily stipulates that access to culture-responsive basic education stands out as one of the critical to address among the present disadvantage that IT communities face. Signed with the country's commitment to achieve its education for all, which is the EFA, no one's left behind. Zamboanga City Division, upon issuance of the DepEd Order Number 62, Series 2011, implemented IPED for 3 IP schools under the supervisions of our Division IPED focal person, Job Erico E. Aragon, and this was recognized by the FC. Monte Central Elementary School, the Subanon Indigenous Cultural Community, being Tahik Elementary School, known as Yakan and Sama Badjaw. Campo Uno Elementary School, the Subanon Indigenous Cultural Community. After a years, another 4 IP island schools were serving IP learners. At present, there are 25 IP schools in Zamboanga City Division serving IP learners. To give you more updates, here are the accomplishments of 25 schools serving IP learners in Zamboanga City Division. Makeshift classrooms. Pinta Kasi. Building. IP celebrations. Monitoring and observations. Benchmarking. Seminars and trainings. LAC sessions. Contextualization of materials. Giving technical assistance to teachers.
Indigenous people are proud of their IP culture that promotes equality and respect to indigenous people. In Zamboanga City, IPA journey never ends.
Congratulations, SDOs Pagadian City and Zamboanga City. This event will never be successful without the collective efforts and support of different entities and individuals. To express the words of acknowledgement, let's welcome the Chief of the CLMD, Dr. Eugenio B. Penales.
I'm sorry my voice is not good enough to give you a song. Thank you very much. But our gesture of appreciation to one and all, let me describe this with 4 letters. We have accomplished this far because you have that respect. Mutual respect from our end to that of the culture of our IPs made this activity very successful. That's letter R, respect. You have shown respect because you have understood. Because we have understood what you have, and you have also understood what we have, and that's letter U. You have shown respect. You have understood because you have trust in us. And both ends, we also have trust in you, and that's letter T. We were able to reach that far because we have that respect, we have that understanding, because we have that trust, because all those 3 are with us because we have that big heart, and that is letter H. If we are going to combine all these 4 letters, why we have this activity very successful this afternoon, friends, ladies and gentlemen? Because you have Ruth in you. And that is the name of our regional director, Dr. Ruth L. Fuentes. Hindi naman ako magsisip-sip kasi ayaw ko namang ma-promote. What promotion will I get? Because I am just expressing my appreciation. Though last night we were not able to sleep because we would like really to show what we can do. That's why I would say in our mother tongue in Lakewood, Dalaman huya. In English, I say, I love you. It will not only be my words that I will say, I love you, but as our gesture to give appreciation of all the things that you've extended, that again, we were able to see and we were able to witness all the activities this afternoon, since this morning. We would like to request our regional director, our assistant regional director, to please at the center, because we will have now our acknowledgement and giving of our certificate of recognition to all our beloved, very much beloved partners that made us so happy that this culminating program for Pambansang Buwan ng mga Katutubo would be this success. Ladies and gentlemen, the first time when we came to Biswangan for this purpose, without any asking, immediately, these honorable men in Biswangan, Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, immediately offered to donate duha kababoy. Ladies and gentlemen, a certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to the Honorable Virgilio R. Barbon Sr., the Honorable Barangay Captain, Barangay Biswangan, Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, in sincere and grateful recognition for the untiring support extended during the Regional IP Month Culmination 2021 with the theme karunungan ng mga katutubong pamayanan, 500 taon na pagtatanggol at pagpapayabong, ipagpatuloy sa pangalawang dekada ng katutubong edukasyon, held on October 28, 2021 at Biswangan, Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, given this 28th day of October 2021 in Biswangan, Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, signed Dr. Ruth L. Fuentes, CESO 5 Regional Director. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Barangay Captain of Biswangan, ably represented by the OIC District Supervisor of Lakewood 2 District, who is the son of the Barangay Captain, Neil Barbon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm applause to the Honorable Barangay Captain Virgilio Barbon Sr. Ipahulam ta sa iyang gym day and night. Thank you ever so much. Narinig natin kanina whenever our regional director will see the necklace and wear that attire, she will always remember that she is part of us, and that action would not be realized without the officiating balyan that did the ceremony this morning. We would like also to award the certificate of recognition to Timuay Bailan Nesito G. Liganan. If Balyan is not around, can we request any representative to receive the certificate of recognition? We would like also to award the certificate of recognition to the one who officiated the wedding, the original wedding. It's not just a play, but it was a real wedding this morning, and it gives additional highlights of our activity. Would like to award the certificate of recognition again to Dato Sahampong Eduardo Bualan, and we'd like to inform you that the one who officiated, the one who spoke the last, was featured during the Jessica Soho. Yung kanina, nandun sa kasalan. Again, another request from any representative of the tribe to please receive also the certificate of recognition to Valyan Bualan. Sir Neil, the same citation will also be awarded through the certificate of recognition to Timuay, Libon, Nilda, and Mangilay, the elder and the teacher of the SLT Cultural Master of Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, our official player of the gong. And also, Neil, again, please stand by. We have the representative. And of course, we will also be awarding the certificate of recognition to the Lakewood School of Living Tradition, Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur. Kasama na po. Thank you. This activity would not be more colorful without that big screen, without the beautiful sound coming from the sound system. And this is because of the full support given to us by the Honorable Mayor of the Municipality of Lakewood, the Honorable Domingo V. Mirar, our Municipal Mayor of the Municipality of Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, who sponsored the LED and the sound system in the amount of 25,000 pesos. 25, that is 35, but because we were able to get some discounts, it was 25,000 pesos. Thank you very much. We would like to request any representative also to receive the certificate of recognition to be given to our Municipal Mayor, the Honorable Mirar. And of course, the strong support because their dancers travel from one municipality and traverse many municipalities in going to Lakewood in order to present and show their prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like also to give the certificate of recognition to the Honorable Joel B. Sulong, the Municipal Mayor of the Lapuyan and Zamboanga del Sur, and like to request the Municipal Tourism Officer, Francis Duay Lungsod, to receive the certificate of recognition. We thank you so much, and of course, a certificate also of recognition will be given to the entire group, which is the Lapuyan Silayan dancers. Thank you very much. The men and women of the province of Zamboanga del Sur will have no freedom to move without the approval of this strong lady of the division of Zamboanga del Sur, and we would like to give this due recognition to the school's division superintendent of the division of Zamboanga del Sur, Dr. Maharani M. Jacinto, the school's division superintendent of the division of Zamboanga del Sur. Daghan kayong salamat, ma'am. In the absence of the superintendent in any short meetings, in any activity, the representative will be the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Zamboanga del Sur. This certificate of recognition is awarded to Dr. Raymond M. Salvador and of course to Dr. Romeo M. Daligdig, the two Assistant Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Zamboanga del Sur. The support will not be very strong from the division office without these two persons from the division office also of Zamboanga del Sur. And we would like to award the certificate of recognition to the Chief of the Curriculum and Implementation Division of the Division of Zamboanga del Sur, Dr. Juliet A. Magallanes, and the Chief of SGOD of Zamboanga del Sur, Dr. Ernesto F. Tardo. Masasarap ng nating mga pagkain, ang namumulang mga kanin, ang masasarap na manok at iba pa ay nagmula sa mga buting puso ng ating mga IPED district coordinators, as mentioned in the milestone in the division of Zamboanga del Sur. And I'd like to call your presence here. And when you receive your certificate, please stay so that we will have one picture taking of all our IPED focal person. Bandolf S. Cuna of Bayog 1 District. Jaime P. Numiles of Bayog 2 District. Agresino P. Racoma Jr. of Pinas District. Meljuven F. De La Cruz of Dumingag 1 District. Ito ang mga taong kasama kong hindi natutulog. Alfredo P. Biton Jr. of Gipos District. Kunin ko na lang, wala, not around. Jeremias L. Tubigon of San Miguel District. Ito lang, G. Sagot of Mitsalit 2 District. Armando R. Mier of Molave West District. Joel B. Arnejo of Labangan 1 District. Our host for November 4, if we wish to go, ma'am, in Glab. They are inviting us to go to Glab this coming November 3 and 4, if we wish to go in Glab sa Labangan. Melody P. Sumamban of Lakewood 2 District. Rostom G. Monilar of Margo sa Tubig 2 District. Tapia of Midsalip 1 District. Laura A. Flores, Josefina District. Oligario A. Astakaan of Dumingag 2 District. Jenely Grace Armandag of Kumalarang District. Pablo Kapampangan of Suminot, I have not seen him. Jonathan L. Bertudaso of Tigbao District. Miriam L. Diegos of Lapuyan 1 District. Elizabeth P. Mengo of Lapuyan 2 District. And Cynthia M. Dalamon of Margo sa Tubig 1 District. The members of the technical working group who joined us last night also of not sleeping. The Master Teacher 2 of Commonwealth Central School, we have Lizelle C. Caballero. The only has, picture muna ang iPad vocal. Please join lang, Sir Lloyd. Ladies and gentlemen, our district IP focal persons who brought along with them all the foods that we have just eaten. Gampulo salamat. Jonah Nese C. Lusayan, Elementary School Principal 1, Lakewood Central Elementary School. Miguela B. Apaw, Elementary School Principal 2 of Balao Elementary School, Lakewood District. I'd like to request a representative from the district. Of course, Alma A. Kulot, School Head of Langilan Elementary School. Constantine Belsa, Teacher 3 of Tepase National High School. Ruben S. Bostaleño Jr., ALS Teacher. Bostaleño. Eddie J. Albor Jr. Eddie Albor Jr. We have Rico B. Apaw, Principal 1 of Poblacion Comprehensive National High School. Libert V. Madarimot, Teacher 1, Pingapuan Elementary School. Luzminda C. Setip, Master Teacher 1 of Lakewood Central Elementary School. Theophanes Sigaril of Sibugay Elementary School. Gemma L. Pison, Tiwales Elementary School. Nelwin E. Madarimot, our ALS teacher. Cornelio T. Colintom, teacher, Biswangan Elementary School. The Grandmaster in the construction of the balay and our consultant, kung ang inipapilit na mo, Neil, hindi ba ito labag sa kultura? Our consultant. Of course, J. Lord V. Villa Gonzalo, our local paid teacher. Jelord. Buutan pa kayo kay local paid pa. Samot na o regular na, mas lalong buutan. Oh. Wala. Do not give him permanent position pag kayo magpunta dire. Oh, dagan kay para ma-permanent, makita ka superintendent. Ma'am Inday, kasama kong hindi natutulog. Goes Nathaniel Carpio, another local paid teacher. Bigyan natin ng sakit ng ulo si Ma'am Inday. Pakita naman kayo, this is the right time for you. Wala pa dahil puilit, mauna. Of course, the principal of Diosdado Macapagal Memorial National High School. Kasama ko kagabi, wala ring tulugan. Kuya, Mario A. Sapong Jr. Jose Sagrado C. Estaño, the principal of Bagong Kahayag National High School. Kasama natin yung hindi natutulog. Then the school head of Dagum Elementary School, Ray U. Udak. Parang tatakbo din yan, no? Daming fans. The school head of Matalang Elementary School, Fernando O. Buendia. Takbo, kay school head pa ito. Baka head teacher 1, baka maging head teacher 2 ito. So that's why you move fast. Ruby J. Namit, teacher of Gasa Elementary School. The principal of the host school, Biswangan Elementary School, Evangelio B. Ates. Thank you very much, Kuya. As you can see at your left, ma'am, that is the entrance of Biswangan Elementary School, ma'am. At the left side of the gym, going up. That's Biswangan Elementary School, and he is the principal. With all the teachers of Biswangan, kaway-kaway naman dan. Wala, naghugas ng plato, hindi makakaway. Of course, Christian John R. Hubay, our district nurse of Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur. Our interpreter, our consultant also, who is the PDO1 or the Youth Formation Officer of the Division of Zamboanga del Sur, one of our Master of Ceremonies, we have Alile Grace B. Lingating. Alain C. Maestrado, our Division IPED Assistant Core Team. Kedila V. Abaya, Division IPED Core Team. And Therese Angeli M. Camache, our Division IPED Core Team. During our first meeting, without any asking, immediately donated isang lechon, the district supervisor of Bayog 1 District, Dr. Tito V. Madarimot. The supervisor cannot donate that lechon without the approval of the wife That's why it's the wife who will receive the certificate of recognition. Because the wife is very supportive to the decision of the husband. Thank you very much also, Mrs. Madarimot. Hindi talaga kuripot. Our bridge to connect to the Honorable Mayor of the Municipality of Lakewood, another baboy, napakalaking baboy, 48 kilos, donated by Lakewood 1 District through the leadership of the District Supervisor, Dr. Manuel M. Almadin. Thank you very much, Sir Maui. Ladies and gentlemen, I will combine the virtues of Superman, Batman, and all the man, the OIC District Supervisor of Lakewood 2 District, our host, running here, running there, running anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Spencer, na pangalan pa lang, talo na sila, T. Barbon. Neil, daghan kayong salamat. The direction of our flight from Pagadian City down to Biswangan, Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur will not follow the correct direction without our strong partner in IPED. Ladies and gentlemen, the division IPED focal person in the division of Zamboanga del Sur, Timoy Florencio R. Caballero. We thank you so much. All others not mentioned through that certificate of recognition, thank you very much, RD and ARD. I know that we are still preparing additional certificate of recognition to all of you. We still have that list, but because of the time constraint that we did not sleep last night, rest assured that the certificate of recognition will be given to you soon, not later. Again, from the bottom of our heart, and on behalf of our Regional Director, Dr. Ruth L. Fuentes, our Assistant Regional Director, Sir Pete Natividad, and all the members of my team from the Curriculum and Learning Management Division, with this activity, our IPED focal person in the region, Dr. Sonia Gonzalez, and with the support also of my fellow chiefs in the regional office, we thank you so much for the support. Daghang kayong salamat. Daghang salamat. I know that if we will just only be holding hand in hand, we will be able to bridge the gap between the dust and the stars. This is not the end, but let us always compare ourselves to that of a very good runner who never count the number he fell down, instead count the number he stood up and continue running until he finished the race. Daghang salamat and mabuhay.
Okay, so, wow, those actually is a gesture how heartfelt, how sincere gratitude is. Okay? So let's proceed, ladies and gentlemen, to the next part. Indeed, this event is not done overnight. More than the creative juices and the resourcefulness of everyone who helped in this event is their felt commitment to ensure that this event is signed, sealed, and delivered. And that the IPED program sails on, lives on, and passes on. At this juncture,
let's listen to the closing remarks of our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Pedro Melchor and Natividad, CSEE.
a round of applause, please.
Gumpya dulabong sa tanan. Nag-andam ko kanina, mulungas sa Solom, pero buntag man to sa Western Subanon. Mas maayong hapon sa atong tanan. Napakabukat ang akong task karong hapuna kasi maghatag daw ko og closing remarks. Na kung unsaon man paghatag sa closing remarks kay wala may opening remarks. Naa diri opening salvo. So lisod po ko mag-closing salvo. Naa may welcome remarks, pwede ba ko maghatag og despedida remarks? Di ko kasabot, that's why I asked the two program teachers, but nevertheless, para lang makasulod ako ngalan sa program, mo to gi-decide ni Sir Eugene ibutang sa ako sa closing remarks. Dili na ko pwede magpasalamat ug magpa-acknowledge kay ni-acknowledge naman niya tanan on behalf of the regional director of the regional family. But nevertheless, ako nang gihapon himuon ang kuang party to close this program. Kaya bukad siya sa tanan kay napakanindot ang atong gi-start karong buntaga na murag lisod kayo ni i-close. No? Pero sabi nila, ang buhay ay tulad ng isang awit lamang. Merong simula at may katapusan. So, sa ayaw nyo sa gusto, tatapusin na natin to. Okay? But before that, may nag-tip sa akin na meron pa namang daw pinali. Pero bago ang pinali, meron pang surprise number. So may I call all the iPad coordinators and the SDS of Zamboanga del Sur to please come forward for this very special number per special request ng ating mga iPad coordinators or district iPad coordinators of Zamboanga del Sur. Para sa akin, while they are coming in, I would like to continue the call na walang BBQ, inclusive education, indigenous people's education, ipadayon. No? So kung wala tayo suporta sa atong mga katilingban, sa atong mga katauhan, so wala jud ta mahimo. Ipagpatuloy sa pangalawang dekada ang katutubong edukasyon. Nakita natong ang mga milestones ng mga iba't ibang divisions, pero daghan pa ang dapat himuon. So on behalf of the Regional Office 9, under the new leadership of our new director, Ruth L. Fuentes, ang galing talaga ng acronym ni Sir Eugene. Hindi siya nagsisip-sip. Siya talaga nagsasabi lang ng totoo. Kaya sinisenyas ko kanina ganito. Ang tawag dyan is raise the roof. Pero sa Region 9, DepEd Region 9, sasabihin natin raise the roof. Okay, everybody says, raise the roof. Okay. Raise our respect, understanding, trust, and service with the heart. No? Para mas daghan pa ang atong mga IP learners na maabot nato. So, Loloy, Team Y or Dato na? Dato Loloy, ikaw nang bahala, i-turn over na ako sa imuha ang special number na ini.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. At this juncture, we would like to take this opportunity to express our thanks, gratitude, and of course, our greetings to our Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Harani Jacinto, because we have, it's a late greetings already because we are very busy with the preparation of our IP month culmination. Tomorrow, Zamboanga del Sur Division will be conducting the IP month division culmination program, and that is why, ma'am, excuse us kung na-late ang amuang greetings. Dear colleague in the IPED, our greetings for our SDS. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Muchas gracias.
Happy birthday to you. Thank you, thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And it's birthday tonight. Happy birthday.
Alam na alam, plantita na this. Halaman pa more. Sana all.
Sana all!
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, ARDP. Now let's call in the SLT learners for their finale performance. Wala na. Okay. Thank you for having me as your host.
Kay Malon Palad for having me as your host for this wonderful occasion. I am Alidi Grace Dilingating.
As always, it has been an honor to become an amplifier of hopes and success stories of the IPED implementation. Thank you for giving me this rare privilege. I am Rudolph Jonty Rodriguez, and this is the Regional IP Month Culmination Program with the theme, Karunungan ng mga Katutubong Pamayanan, 500 taon ng pagtatanggol at pagpapayabong, ipagpatuloy sa pangalawang dekada ng katutubong edukasyon. Gampya ganda to halonanta. God bless us all.
As requested, I would like to request everyone to please stay first because the host district is requesting you to stay first for a while. Meron po silang ibibigay. While you're having also your picture taking.